Period cramps can be uncomfortable, painful, sometimes even unbearable. But what if there was a way to alleviate these symptoms without drugs or medication? A brand new period pad on the market claims that it does just that. So what did we do? We put it to the test.
Ask almost any woman and they'll tell you periods are a real pain.
My first day is awful. I'm usually in pain for about a week.
I have always had horrible cramping.
I feel like the alien just coming out of my back. It's horrible, you get it.
There are many pain relievers available to address menstrual discomfort, but recently one company has come up with a unique solution. It comes in the form of a nano pad. They look just like regular sanitary napkins, but claim to use safe compounds broken into nanoparticles embedded in the pad, which release energy and are supposed to increase microcirculation and decrease menstrual discomfort.
It says it's used 6 days before the starting day of the menstrual period. I guess that's what I'm doing tomorrow.
This box has panty liners, regulars, and supers, and even regulars. So try the panty liners first.
It should be a very interesting week.
So, were these nano pads able to take the pain out of these ladies' periods?
Dr. Nita, just out of curiosity before we get into this, painful periods, and why do women have such painful periods sometimes?
So sometimes it's because of prostaglandins. So prostaglandins are chemicals formed in the lining of the uterus, and they cause the uterus to contract. When you have those contractions, you have decreased blood flow, and as a result, you get those cramps.
So everyone's looking for solutions.
They
and
are.
Joining us today, Audrey, Ariel, and Natalie, who tried out these pads. So just gonna go down the line. Audrey, starting with you, did you notice a difference using the pads?
I found that they helped a little bit. I didn't notice a significant difference, but the issue that I had with them is that they weren't very comfortable. They're a little scratchy, and also I feel like they're not super absorbent. I think they would work for somebody whose periods aren't super heavy.
Well, let's ask the other two. Ariel, what did you think of them?
Yeah, so from my experience, I personally didn't see much of a difference, and for the nano pad itself, it said that on the packaging you should try out the liners for at least 5 to 6 days before your period, and I'm not the person who's mapping my period out at all. I don't know when I'm gonna start, it's always a surprise. So, are you that type of woman who does plan out their days and knows exactly when you'll start, and can you start using liners 5 days beforehand? Is it feasible? It's a lot of things you have to really keep in mind, but yeah, that was my experience.
Well, that's fair as well. Natalie, what about you?
So I had a really good experience, but kind of like Ariel here, I don't know exactly when my period's gonna come, so I did wear the panty liners for, I think, a little more than a week before my actual period. But I was okay with that because I wanted to see what would happen, and I'm usually starting to cramp a couple days before my period. And I honestly was sitting there going, I feel better, and I'm confused. Like, I'm feeling better, I'm okay, my lower back is doing okay. But there was something that I noticed is that I had to change out the pads a little more often. So I, unlike Aubrey here, I don't have a heavy period, but I had to change them out, I think, to have that medicated area continually working for me.
Clearly a mixed bag, if I may. It seems like there were some positives and negatives.
Yes, I agree. For me personally, I'm gonna need some larger, longer term studies before you win me over with the nano pads. For now, I would say we can stick to the things we know work. So making sure you exercise, also watching your diet, avoiding salty foods and things like that. Heat is your friend during your menstrual cycle. It really helps with cramps. So whether it's a warm bottle, a warm bath, a heating pad, whatever works for you. And as far as medications, hormonal birth control, if you're a good candidate, can really help with blood flow and menstrual cramps. Additionally, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen. Typically, if a woman takes it 12 to 24 hours before her period starts, through the first 24 hours of her period on a scheduled basis, that will really help with the menstrual cramps, assuming you know when your period is coming. But of course, once again, talk to your doctor because you want to make sure you're a good candidate for the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. But, you know, I'm glad it worked for you.
Ladies, thanks so much for trying this out.